Let's talk about 5 mistakes that are keeping you from finishing your book. Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Liesl Hill. I'm a USA Today bestselling author and a story clarity coach. If you want more tips on how to get your book finished and how to write a stellar story that hooks readers, make sure and hit that follow button. Okay, so the 5 mistakes that are keeping you from finishing your book. Probably the biggest one is that most authors start trying to write before they really know what their story is about. And I know, you're probably saying, what about pantsing? Here's the thing. It is my belief that there are very few true pantsers out there. Don't get me wrong, there are some. And if that's you and that is the best way for you to discover your story, then you have my support. But most people only pants because they don't know what else to do. And very often they end up stalling out because they write themselves into a corner. It is much better to know exactly where you're going with your story, and it makes writing a whole lot easier. The second thing keeping you from finishing your book is that you are not diving deeply enough into the emotion and the psychology of your characters and the story you're telling to really write something that is highly emotional for the reader and highly compelling. I got news for you. It is not action or romance or crazy plot twists that really hook a reader. The true way to hook a reader is through emotion. And if you are not diving deep enough on the emotion and the psychology of the story you're telling and the characters you're telling, then you're going to have a really hard time writing that epic novel that's really going to have an impact on readers. The third thing that's keeping you from finishing your story is thinking that more craft books or writing templates are going to solve the problem for you. Things like The Hero's Journey, Save the Cat. Don't get me wrong, they have a lot of value in the right place, but they are very plot-based, and that is only one half of your story. So just consuming more templates and more craft books, at the end of the day, while you might get some good information, it's not going to help you finish your story. If that were the case, you would have finished already. The fourth thing keeping you stuck is trying to force yourself to write even when your brain is rebelling against that. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with discipline and saying that you're going to write every day. That's a really good way to develop a solid writing practice. But here's the thing. If you're trying to force something out of your brain, what you're actually doing is building neural pathways that say writing is hard. And the next time you sit down to write, it's going to be hard again. The fifth thing that's keeping you from finishing your book is over-consuming YouTube videos about writing, which give you writing ideas, but not tactical steps for the most part, or over-consuming free online writing blogs. Most of those are just regurgitated, surface-level writing advice. At the end of the day, none of these things are going to actually help you finish your novel. But stay tuned, make sure and hit follow if you want more tips on what can.